esports. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that duct tape from times gone by. As we have wrapped up the quarterfinals and we are here in the semi-finales. Here we go. We're going to be following Cure. He just took down Beyond 2-0, and now he's up against Creator in a TVP. And Creator, someone who I haven't been able to cast enough of recently. We used to cast him all the time, but in this new patch, we've been missing him. We've been casting a little bit of his PvP, but I'm curious where his PvT does stand as well, as he's up against someone who's been on fire recently. Again, last night in Kung Fu Cup, Cure was our champion. He was our Kung Fu Cup champion, taking down Beyond, taking down Clem in the finals as well. He even took down Oliveira. Cure's been popping off. He has been popping off, especially in TvT. I mean, Cure, he won last night off of purely his TvT, actually, taking out Oliveira, Björn, and Clem. But what about his PvT? That is the question. For a long time, Cure, everyone has been looking at him for kind of guidance in Protoss versus Terran, or in Terran versus Protoss even. Cure arguably has had the best TvP in the world, especially last season. This season, we're still it feels like we're still settling into it, and yeah, we'll see how well Cure can keep up with everyone else as we're loading into game one. Gonna be on Oceanborn. Here we go. Likewise, Creator, he's had his thoughts about this matchup. He's been very vocal about PvT. We love him though, man. We love him. He's wholesome, very wholesome. And here we go. We're getting into this and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Club NV. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. We go. We are going to be getting into our openers, and for the time being, Cure going to be keeping everything back at home. You love to see it. No proxy shenanigans to begin with, and we have seen that from time to time, especially on this map, on Oceanborn. We have been seeing proxy, or the rise in popularity in proxy factory play against Protoss. Proxy 2 factory mass cyclone. We've been seeing some Hellbat pushes as well. Oliveira has been having fun with it. Björn as well. Dolan, of course. Cure, though, keeping his racks back at home here, and everything is looking normal, at least to begin with. We do appreciate it. As Cure is actually going to be fully walling off here. Interesting. So a little bit of mind games going on. He does start off that depot just to keep Creator out of the main base. As a result, Creator, he doesn't know if this is a single gas or a double gas opener. And we can see that we are hiding and keeping Creator out of the main base for a reason. It is double gas. Okay. So for all Creator knows, it could be a Rax expand into a CC on the high ground just to be safe and eventually land it on the low ground. Or it could be a faster factory. Creator, unaware. Doesn't know. Could even be a 3 Rax. Unlikely, but, you know, it's a possibility as well. As Creator does have to get the hell out of there, and we can see that Cure is going to be going for a more aggressive start here, delaying his expansion, going into that faster factory, should be into Hellions, could also be into Cyclones as well. As the Reaper is moving out. Back at home, Creator going for a Gate Cyber Expand, or a Gate Expand into the Cyber Core. Nothing too fancy, getting into his Adept as well. Getting into a standard opener. It's going to be on Cure to, of course, scout and figure out what tech is going to be worked with. Now going to be dancing with the units. Fun fact for those who are unaware, Reapers do outrange Adepts. As you can see there, a couple of free hits do come in. Fun fact, it's a very slight range advantage, so if you're not too careful, you will take a hit to the face, so really delicate micro out of Cure. As he does chip away at those shields, but doesn't get the kill, or doesn't really get too much more. As he does back off. And Creator is indeed going for a Twilight Council opener, which was spotted by the Reaper. Cure, he is aware. He's aware of the potential blink. Should be blink. There are some players that will go for DT openers. We've seen that from time to time, but there we go. He does come in, does confirm the upgrade being researched. Reaper ignores the army, goes straight to the main base as well, just making sure there's nothing hidden, no hidden pylon. And we do not get the probe. Oh my god. We do not get the probe, as there was a bit of a pause here. It looks like hopefully everything was cleaned up. Hopefully everything was cleared up. Oh. So we are settling into this. Widowmine hidden here in the center of the map, and with this faster factory, we do have our 1-1-1 setup, and we're going for a tank drop. Well, we're going for a tank push initially. We can start off with a mine drop though, with a couple of Marines. The Marines are being kept back at home. It's only going to be a double mine drop. Now, we have seen players like Maru and Bjorn actually incorporate one Widowmine and Marines instead, but we can see that Cure, he's just going for the traditional mine drop instead. Now, the goal here, scout how many gateways? How many gateways is the big question. Do we have a 2-gate, a 3-gate, or a 4-gate here from Creator? We can see 3 gateways between the natural and the main base, so this is kind of a middle of the road build. With this Creator, he's looking for map control. He is not going all in, he's not going to be hyper aggressive, but he will shut down drops nonetheless, as Stalkers are getting in position. Oh, Medevac is going to get shut down. Mine shot's going to be threatening as well, but we don't really get much done here, as the retargeting. As 2 workers go down, 1 for each Widowmine. We force a lot of lost mining time here at the natural base, and I believe we have scouted both gateways. We saw 1 gateway here at the natural, but for the most part we can assume, especially based on the Stalker count, that it is going to be 3 gates. And we're going to be following this up with a Raven Harass as well. Here he's getting in position. We have a tank in the main, we have a tank at the natural. Stalkers are moving forward, but Cure, he's pretty well fortified here. Shouldn't lose too much. Get more concerned with getting economic damage done. Now what's interesting, as Creator does take a tank shot to the face, is Creator, he's delaying his third a little bit longer. His third base has been delayed in favor of the Templar Archives. So he's going to be prioritizing his tech, and what's interesting about this is that instead of going for Blink Stalkers into Colossus, it's going to be Blink into Storm, which I do appreciate. We don't see enough of Storm. Colossus are more of the meta, the standard way to play this out. Instead, we're going to have Archons and High Templar. So Stalkers are forced out. And getting some damage done, trading with some of the Marines, not losing any of these Stalkers. That's what's important. And there we go, Storm is being rushed out. It's a very delicate way to play for Creator. There's a lot of power in Storm as Auto Harass comes in, and we do focus down 3, 4. Oh my god, 4 probes. But it's very delicate, as you can imagine. The High Templar themselves are very fragile units. And if the Storm does miss, I mean, you don't have any more consistent splash damage. No consistent AoE. So we try to pick up a couple of SCVs here. Don't quite get many, if any. So far, Cure doing a great job keeping up with the harassment of Creator. Working towards his 3rd CC. His 3rd CC is quite fast, actually, compared to what we usually see. We're not rushing into it, but getting our 3rd at a pretty reasonable time here is Cure. Working on that next step. At the same time, sneaking out that double drop. Meanwhile, Creator, he has a splash damage, and we are going to be going, or we could even go for some High Templar Storm drops. Oh. As we have 4 High Templar in that War Prism. Double drop going to be coming in. We have a bit of a gateway explosion as well. We're going up to 8 gates. Charge is finishing up. We're not taking our gases at the 3rd base, and here comes that drop. Going to the natural, not much in position, but we do have some storms. Ooh, we do have to use them. Big storm here on the Metamax. Raven comes in as well. The drop, it does come back in. Ooh, not quite worth it though. 1 Medevac goes down. Big feedback. At the same time, a mine drop towards that 3rd has been spotted by Creator. Does warp in a couple of Stalkers. So far, Creator, he is holding on. The Raven did survive. Amidst all of this, Cure is expanding. Again, this drop play is just keeping Creator pinned back at home. And he's taking up even further. We have gases being taken. Forge on the way for +1. Creator also kind of embracing a later game. As I say that the army is moving out, drops though are going to be threatening the bases of Creator. Does Cure have enough to defend? Does catch a couple of zealots before the main army does arrive. Meanwhile, the drops come in. 5 workers go down in the main. But we still have storms. Still have those storms available. Another mine drop into the natural as well. More probes going down. Oh, we do not have disable. We have an anti-armor missile. Big connection. We have to back off. Oh, we cannot engage. We cannot push in. Creator, he's just rushing back home. Winter mines have been dealt with, thankfully. The Creator was not all in. Remember, he was taking extra gases, was taking up towards +1, and there's that 4th base on the way. A very bold 4th. It is very far forward. The center base is very exposed. But he's going for it. Trying to catch this medevac. It looks like he will. Oh! Medevac does go down. And we were talking about storm. We were theorizing storm drops earlier. It's coming. The drop right into the natural. Ghost Academy's done. Ghosts are on the way. Up! Massive storms into the mineral line, and 9-11 SCVs go down. Big connections. Creator catching up when it comes to the economy. He was behind. But now, catching up. Even taking, an economic lead here. Stalkers are going to be threatening a counterattack. We are pretty heavily fortified here, though. We have bunkers, turrets, tanks. The Cure, he moves out. Move out has been spotted. At the same time, Cure going to be threatening it. Sorry, Creator threatening his own counterattack as well. Slow Cure down for a moment. The army hasn't spotted. Creator racing back home. A lot of this will come down to the EMPs and the storms. We are diversifying our splash damage. That's 2 more robos on the way. 3 robos in total. We can make 3 disruptors at a time. So far, we only have 1. We scan the 4th. We see the army is missing. We're looking for a way in. He does scan the main army. Does see the disruptor. Big anti-armor missile. Connects with so much. A misses defense. Creator is going for a zealot run by. Not much at home to defend. There is a bunker. There are reinforcements. Cure, he is turning back around. He was threatening a dive, but upon seeing the Colossus and Disruptors, he wanted none of that. A very mature decision here from Cure, especially considering that he's getting his own 4th. He's now taking a worker lead. Cure slightly ahead when it comes to the army supplies. What's a little bit concerning is that Cure has a good portion of his army out on the map, not at home to defend. He does spot the army. He's going right for the Nexus. Right for that mineral line, but Lassie cannot push in. We have Disruptors. I'll pick up on those ghosts. Oh, and Cure, he is being chased down. A ghost goes down. Medevacs as well. At the same time, Cure pushing forward. What can he run into? We have a High Templar. We have a storm. God, the storm does graze the army. Nervous go off. Cure cannot push in. So far, Creator forcing back both prongs. Both armies, even getting a ghost as well. Oh, and Cure has been bleeding out a lot of ghosts. No EMPs with his main army. And Creator, he can try to push up. Oh my god. A last second split. Barely avoids the Nova. Did graze the army. Another Nova's going to be connecting as well. Getting a Marauder. Cure trying to gain ground here, but we do have a couple of soldiers. It's not going to be enough. The 4th base has been broken. 11 workers go down, and the base itself as well. Ooh, big connection. Big purification Nova, but it's still not enough. And with that, the pressure is now on Creator. He has to counterattack. That's a lot. That's a lot of disruptors. That's 8. Oh my god. The Novas, papi. They're coming. Can we dodge the balls? There's just going to be so many of them. Just non-stop Novas. Big EMP. Yeah, but they're going to be connecting. They take down the bunker. We were a little bit trigger happy there. Not getting much else other than the bunker. Meanwhile, the drop coming into the natural base. Creator, we gotta go. We gotta push in. Tanks are low. Base is going to be falling. Shields have been stripped. Creator, he's just diving on forward. And Nova's going to be going off Storms as well. And Creator, he can overwhelm this position. Big Novas. We had 8 disruptors. We only lost 2. We still have 6 disruptors left with the army. And we have DTs to defend. I mean, we can always EMP. 18 SCVs go down. Boys are being pulled. There's that scan. But there's just not enough here for Cure. He's running out of steam. And Creator isn't. Yeah, he can just keep on pushing. This death ball of an army becomes too much. Breaks the natural. Pushing up into the main base. Across the map, Cure, he's getting damage done, don't get me wrong. But there's only a handful of units here. And we're looking at camp the production. We dive into the main base. Boys are being pulled. The Novas! Oh my god! The ghosts go down. And there's no stopping this Protoss army. We still have a couple of boys remaining. They have to be pulled into Colossus, into Disruptors. The Colossus does go down. We still have Disruptors, we still have Immortals. And Kira's main base has been broken. At the same time, a Creator doesn't have an economy. He has 13 probes in the main. He lost his 4th, lost his natural. No mining here at the 3rd. Things are getting chaotic, and Cure does have a mining base. But no production. No production. That's the problem right now. As he's turning back around. He has a handful of units here. It's not going to be enough. GG gets called, and Creator comes out on top in the base trade. GG. Oh. GG, well played. Oh my god. Things got quite intense there for quite some time. But yeah, it was just really unfortunate that Cure, he happened to be going for a dedicated drop at the same time that Creator was pushing in. Cure did a great job at sniping the 4th, if you remember, the center base, but it just forced the all-in. It forced the all-in at a Creator, and Cure just wasn't ready for it. He had 2 tanks back at home, 0 ghosts. Remember, he lost his ghost as he was rushing back home with his kind of drop play on the right-hand side, and his only ghosts were across the map. They weren't with the main army, so that was just such a awkward and really unfortunate position for Cure to try to defend without EMPs, with only a handful of tanks, and having a lot of his supply dedicated across the map instead. So Creator, he was committed. He had to push. He had to kill or break Cure then and there, and he pulled it off. Was able to pull it off in the end. And with that, Creator does take a lead. But now we're going to be getting into game number 2. Going to be on Solaris. Here we go. And again, I always do appreciate a Protoss player that goes Storm first instead of Colossus. It's very unique. Doesn't happen too often. I know Hero does it from time to time. Creator, of course, as well. Most players, they rely solely on their their Colossus, eventually into Disruptors. It's a little bit different. And here we go. We're getting into this, and spawning in the top left right-hand corner of Solaris, we have the South Korean Protoss. The red Protoss, representing Club NV. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran, representing Team Liquid, down in the series, but not out. It is Cure. Go. Again, Cure had some very careful movements in that last game, being very intentional with how and when he did push in. For the most part, Creator was able to keep up, and things really started to snowball out of control when Cure did find a base, was able to shut it down, get a kill on the Nexus. Kill, I think it was at 12 probes at the time. And again, it just forced the all-in. It just forced the all-in out of Creator and forced a pseudo-base trade. I say pseudo-base trade because Cure was only base trading with like 2.5 medevacs full of units. Like, he just didn't really have a lot to trade with. I don't think he really intended for that scenario to occur, and yeah, alas, just didn't have enough at home to defend. Did fall under the pressure. But now we're getting into game 2, and once again, Cure, he does prioritize walling off. Does go for the faster depot here, keeping Creator in the dark. We saw that last game, this did lead into a double gas opener, and once again, 2 gases have been taken. Faster factory here from Cure. But Creator doesn't know. He's in the dark. is going to be in the dark. Of course, that last game we saw a Twilight Council opener out of Creator. We'll see if we go for something a little bit different here, as the probe is going to be hidden. The goal here is for this probe to avoid this Reaper, to be able to avoid its prying eyes and come in for another scout. Ooh, as we even commit to a pylon. Okay, Creator, got my attention. Cybercore is done. Do we commit to a proxy Stargate, or do we just throw down a gateway? Just throw down a proxy gateway, just to be aggressive, just to warp in across the map. As Reaper does make it. Spots the Nexus, and it is just going to be a proxy gateway here. So the goal from Creator is going to be hyper assertive, very aggressive, and deny the expansion. As we can see though, Cure, he's getting his CC on the high ground, not on the low ground. So a very safe command center here for Cure. Reaper dips in. Going to be able to slip into the main base, gets eyes on the second gateway, which is a bit of a tell. Second gateway in the main. Additional depths have been revealed. Twilight Council now gets thrown down after the Reaper gets dealt with. And Creator should soon be moving out. Back at home, very similar opener to last game. It's going to be a double Widowmine drop. Not the most dedicated drop, but again, it's just designed to deal a bit of economic damage, but also confirm if it's a Twilight Council or a Stargate. Like, here, he still doesn't know, and he needs to figure it out. He needs to figure out what has been going on. Oh my god, as Creator, he is going for a 2-gate Blink opener straight into a third. Very economic, very... I say 2-gate Blink. I guess technically 3-gate Blink into a third base. If you remember, we saw something similar last game, but last game Creator, he delayed his third base in favor of a faster Templar Archives for faster Storm. So last game he rushed into Storm, this game focusing on his economy. Here comes the drop from Cure. Meanwhile, what's interesting to me is that Creator hasn't made use of this proxy. He didn't really scout or even attempt to harass. Maybe in the end changing his mind as to what he wanted to really whip out, or even hiding his build. Widowmine slipping into the main. Stalkers are in position. First Widowmine will burrow though, getting one probe kill. And we have the second Widowmine here at the natural. We actually don't go for the drop though. We're going to be keeping it here in the main. Waiting for an opportune moment. And Creator will get away with a better economy. Now, what's important here is that Cure did see the Twilight Council. He's aware of Blink. He is aware of Blink that's on the way. Behind this, getting into the rest of his production. Should be working towards a 3-1-1 setup. 2 more Raxes on the way. Raven production, and we're getting to earlier tanks as well. Just to be safe and secure. Here, he also only saw 2 of those gateways, didn't see an extra gateway here at the natural, so he should be aware of the faster expansion. Once the Raven is moving out, does come across a Stalker, and is going to be taking some hits. Yeah, Creator, he does just react to it, pulling his Stalkers from across the map. Ooh, and that is a pretty massive gateway explosion, actually. Auto turrets are thrown down, but Creator, he's going for what looks to be a big 3-base all-in. This is 8 gates. 5 gateways are on the way, 3 gateways are done. Charge in production, we have a War Prism on the way, and we haven't taken additional gases. We haven't gone into a Forge, but there is some splash damage. Okay. I was like, where's the Storm? Where's the Colossus? We now have it on the way. Stalkers are moving out. It's going to be threatening that natural. Charge is finishing up. And Creator, he does want to be aggressive. He does have a high ground vision. The War Prism is moving out. But again, he's not all in. Not all in. Not yet. As we still have that Widowmine getting ready to go into the main. Or going to the natural. Speaking of Creator, he dives into the main base. Cyclones are in position. Both of them should go down. tanks, they do keep up here with the movement of Creator. And outside of the Cyclones, can we get much else? We get 2 SCVs. Oh, as we do dive onto the low ground, and oh, the juggling! The medevac survives, the tank survives as well. Cure, he was trying to read the shots on the tank, but instead they went for the medevac. The medevac still survived nonetheless. And Cure does force Creator back. Aye, aye, aye. Here comes that mine drop. Oh. Could be connecting only within the depth. Meanwhile, Raven, since the main base, gets eyes on the base, sees that Colossus production should be underway, as he does see it researching. He is aware of Extend Thermal Lance. Here comes the army of Cure. Now, Creator, he does have a pretty terrifying army. He's got... well, we do have a Zealot Runback coming in, but he's got a Colossus, he's got plenty of Charge-Outs as well. Does have a Spotter Stalker. Zealot Runback did run into the army. And Cure setting up a Doom Drop, actually. Okay, instead of going for the push towards the third base, dropping into the main. At the same time, a Widowmine drop making its way towards that natural. And could we go for the Bay? We're going for it! And Extend Thermal Lance still on the way, still in production, and it's going to be denied. It's going to be shut down at the same time as Zealot Runback across the map, but we have reinforcements. Zealots, they won't find too much damage. We pick up, we get the hell out of there. At the same time, the mine drop coming into the natural. And Creator, can he keep up? Oh, he can. He does pull back in time. As I say that, 6 probes do go down. Drop still threatening that main base. We do have the main army going to be backing off. We're not going to be committing. More mines hit the third. We drop back into the main. But there's a Colossus waiting for them. The Raven goes down. Bit of an ill-advised drop here from Cure. But regardless, he gets his fourth. Sorry, he gets his third. His third is up and running. Going to be able to land on location. Even though Cure has been stuck on 2 bases this entire time, he has been making SCVs, and he's now taking his third, which is going to be spotted by this observer. At the same time, the Creator taking his fourth. Other drops, have they been spotted? Oh my god, he sees! He does see, he does notice. At the same time, Zealot Runback slipping into the natural. The drops to escape. And Creator pushing towards the third, and there is nothing here, and he knows it. There's 2 tanks on the high ground, but that's all there is. We could end up another weird base trade. We have an army pushing towards the third. We have a drop into the natural. The third base of Cure is going to go down. But I don't think Cure cares. He's pushing with the High Templar. No storms available. No storms, no Archons. Overcharges popped. And Cure, he's breaking this third base. Hiding against these Zealots. It looks like we have recalled back home. We recalled back to the natural. And this drop is finally going to get cleaned up. But he wants a Colossus. Good juggling at a Creator, keeps it alive. Meanwhile, at the same time, the drop finally comes in towards the 4th base. Creator being pulled apart, and this damage isn't game-ending necessarily, but it's enough to justify Cure losing some SCVs earlier, and oh my god, he's going to get a kill on the Nexus! No shot. He gets a kill on the 4th base, 20 dead workers as well. And we've seen this before. Creator, is he just forced all in? Does he just have to push across the map? It's all or nothing for Creator. And Cure, the drop play just doesn't stop. We're just sending everything across the map. We do have 1 tank here on the high ground. Not much else. Yeah, we're just primed for a base trade. Meanwhile, the drop play doesn't stop. Once again, the mine shots, they get reset. Yeah, and Cure, he evacuates his third. Gives up on it. Has to try to hold on to his main instead. Drops are coming in. Is there a world? Can we even win by elimination? Can we? As Cure gives up his natural. There's no holding on to it. We gotta evacuate. We have the ramp though. Oh my god, massive tank shots go off. It's only 1 tank, but it does so much. GG gets called. There's no pushing up the ramp. And Cure ties up the series 1-1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Cure is going to be forcing the ace match. Very similar to the last game where Cure, he was avoiding the main fight. He was avoiding a head-on confrontation, instead just going for mass drop play, just constant harass, crippling the economy, picking apart his opponents, denying extendable lands. That's probably a big moment as well. Denying those upgrades, sniping bases, eventually just forcing the all-in, forcing the hand of Creator. And this time, Cure was ready for it. He wasn't ready for it in game 1, but here in game 2, he was more than prepared. Or just willing to just, again, give up his third, give up his natural, hold on to the main. Really good stuff, and now we're going all the way to game number 3. Game número 3. And we're going to be loading into Hecate. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hecate, we have the South Korean Protoss player being forced into the ace match. Representing Club NV, it is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid, forcing the ace match. It is Cure. Here we go. Here he has been going for the same opener so far, every game, going for the double gas into the mine drop, and we'll see if he does the same here. We'll see if he does deny the scout like he has been doing so very consistently throughout this entire series. Likewise, we'll see how Creator does divert his plans as well. Something important to bear in mind is that last game, Creator did have a shaky start, did have a fast third, that is true, but remember, he went for a proxy gateway, a gateway that he didn't really make use of. And that third gateway didn't really come into play when it comes to defending against aggression or anything like that. Cure was going for drop play, but Creator, he was doing a good job reacting to it anyway. Feels like that 3-gate play didn't really pay off for Creator and slowed him down more than anything. As once again, we do have that probe scout, and once again, we do have a full wall off here at the main base. This is something very unique to some of the Korean Terrans. I don't think Clem does this, but I know that Maru and Cure do. They hyperfixate here on just delaying the scout, or denying the scout, I should say. They're more concerned about just keeping the Protoss in the dark. It is technically inefficient, but again, it's a way to just keep your opponent guessing as to what is going on, and that's something that they value more. Meanwhile, back at home, Creator just getting into his gate expand, to his cyber, of course, getting into the swing of things. And we may see a deviation here from Cure. I mean, I say that the factory is further back, but it is further back just to make sure it doesn't get scattered by the probe. This time he's going for the CC on location instead of in the main base. There we go, Widowmine production has commenced. Reaper gets across the map. This time Creator did go for a Stalker first. Oh, is going to be able to zone Cure away. And 3 games in a row so far. Twilight Council opener out of Creator. No Stargates. This is something that we have noticed. A shift in the meta here in the new map pool and the new patch as well. Phoenix Colossus isn't anywhere near as popular as it once was. We see it every now and then, but yeah, even recently, even players like MaxPax, even players like Skillus, or you know, your Heroes and Classics, of course, yeah, they've been shying away from it. Every now and then they whip it out, but yeah, not as much as they used to. It isn't as common or prevalent that it used to be, which I appreciate. I think a lot of people, especially Terran players, were kind of sick of Phoenix Colossus. It was the standard for a very long time, and you can still argue that it is, but yeah, not as popular. As the Reaper is going to be zoned away. Oh, does get shut down. Looking at the vision here, Cure, he did not see the Twilight Council, not aware of the tech, but did see the second and the third gateway here at the natural. Once again, it's going to be a 3-gate opener out of Creator. Very safe. With this, he should have plenty of Stalkers to work with. Little Iron Drop is moving out. And is going to be threatening those bases. Now, we'll see if Creator does, or what kind of splash damage he works towards. Game 1, he went into Fast Storm. Game 2, went into Colossus. Game 3, what do you have for us? As the drop does come in, Stalkers are in position. Only 2 of them, though. And the Widowmines are going to be able to borrow. Oh, they get a Stalker. Big pickup, actually. Okay, getting a Stalker, pretty worth it. As the Widowmines do waddle on forward, getting some scouting information, they fan out. We get eyes on the Twilight Council. And the Robo at the natural. As the Widowmines eventually go down. Meanwhile, the Raven queuing up some auto turrets from across the map. You'd love to see it. Kira continuing his aggression. Behind this, getting to his 3-1-1 setup. Pretty standard stuff here from Cure. And again, he's fully aware of the Blink Storms. Oh, Medevac going to be faking out a drop, but alas, it does get shut down. And Creator is moving out as well, with a pretty hefty amount of Stalkers. Now, he should be expanding behind this, and this is actually very similar to Game 1. He's delaying his third base in favor of a Templar Archives. Here come those auto turrets. One probe goes down, a lot of lost mining time. But Creator, he's focusing on his push. He has Blink, he has high ground vision with the Warp Prism. He can go into the main. But Curie, he's set up for this. He has a tank for the main, a tank for the natural. Bunker's in position as well. We dive on the tank. Tank will fall. The bunker as well. A very aggressive move here from Creator. But alas, the tank does arrive from the high ground. We lose 4 SCVs, but we hold. Creator, he's not slowing down. Goes for another warp in. And making his way towards the main. Getting high ground vision. And he's going for Stim. And he's going to get it. Stim is going to be denied. Across the map, auto turret trying to find some more damage. Stalkers are forced out. And Creator, he's doing a great job here at containing. I'm still waiting for him to expand and take the third, and it looks like it finally should be on the way. But a very aggressive stance here from Creator. Shuts down these depots, gets up the gas geyser. And he will take down these depots. Heavily supply blocking Cure, actually. It's a gas geyser, and Cure, he is hurting. He's on 1 base economy. 0 mining whatsoever here at the natural. Tank finally does arrive, finally does siege. Creator is expanding, taking his triangular third instead. Storm now on the way. This was a really interesting build out of Creator. So a couple of things were happening. One, as he does spot the drop. But this was a 3-gate. This was a 3-gate build, and he did throw down that Twilight Council early on, remember? But he delayed Storm, he delayed his third, just to go for extra warp ins and be hyper aggressive. Catching Cure off guard, catching even me off guard. I'm like, mate, this is 3-gate. Why is he just being so assertive like this? It's crazy. But he delayed so much to make this happen. Now getting into Storm, now getting into his third. Was it worth it though? That's the question. He did delay Stim. He reset the tank count, looking at the Unisol stab. He got 1 tank kill. 1 tank, got a couple of SVs, did deny a lot of mining time. I feel like that's maybe one of the more important things. Like, the economic damage that he dealt was pretty huge. But Stim is finishing up, and with the completion of Stim, Cure should be pushing out. He should be able to break free from his contain. Mine drop on the way, auto turrets, they come back in. Getting some more workers. Creator still does have an economic advantage. Putting out his probes. Storm is done. We have how many High Templar? 3 High Templar here at the natural. Soon to be moving out. The Robotics Bay just finished to get into Colossus production. There we go. The first Colossi is on the way. We're just getting into everything here.
Depleted.
Creator in a really damn good position, and Cure, there's a lot of pressure on him to fight back. He's throwing down the third TC. He is not going for a 2-base all-in. Going right into a Ghost Academy as well. Widow Mine Drop going to be threatening these mineral lines. We have the Raven as well. Curie does threaten to move out. Does threaten to stim. Does force back the army. Here comes that drop. Creator keeping up. So far not losing anything. I'm not too sure how I feel about this expansion pattern though. He's taking his 4th. With it he can protect his main base from drops, that's true. These bases are that much more exposed. You don't have the high ground that you otherwise would have here towards the left hand side. Cure still contained to 2 bases. Creator just confirming that. He checks, make sure that there isn't a Nexus or a CC. Part of me was assuming that we were going to be seeing some High Templar Storm drops, but no, the High Templar are kept with the main army. The Colossus count slowly getting higher. Extended Lance is going to finish. We have a second Robo on the way for Disruptors. Creator looking pretty damn comfortable. And with his Observer, he does have eyes on the army. He does see the 3rd base now being taken. He's aware, of course, that it's not an all-in. So he knows he's safe to tech up in such a manner and work towards Disruptors. Now, Creator, he doesn't have the best economic position here as the mine drop does slip in. Not getting a single shot off, though. Do you feel like Creator could have been a little bit greedier when it comes to pro production? As you can see here, he's actually not making workers. He's cutting workers at 70. Intentionally so. Here we go, he's now moving out. Observer has been spotted. Cure, he doesn't see this, by the way. He doesn't see the main army. And he's just been contained to two bases for so long. Creator, he has maxed out. And show us the storms. Likewise, show us the EMPs. Does scan. Does what the army. Creator looking for another way in. Does take an EMP to the face on those stalkers. 4 CC on the way. Tanks repositioning. Creator. He gets on top of the CC. He's diving on top of the army. Never goes up. He doesn't get the tank. Oh my god. Barely does, but Creator, he lost so many stalkers in the process. Meanwhile, probes are going down. The mine drop towards the 3rd, but Creator, I don't think he cares anymore. Again, he's just focusing on this push. It's all or nothing here for Creator. Mine shots are going off. Nova doesn't connect. But we still have those storms. We zone back the army. Yeah, the storms, they connect. Oh my god, on the SCVs. The boys are being pulled. We're getting on top of the Colossus. No more storms are left. So far, the juggling, though, is looking good. Disruptors are arriving, and Creator, he's breaking through. He breaks the main army, takes down 37 SCVs. And Cure has nothing left. Only a handful of ghosts, a handful of marauders. He scans ahead of time, sees the base that isn't saturated, but Cure, he hasn't spotted the base on the right-hand side. He doesn't know. GG is going to get called, and Creator, he takes down Cure 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. A wild start to the game for Creator. Again, for him to go for a 3-gate opener, but to delay everything else, like delaying Storm, delaying his 3rd base, just being hyper aggressive, very in the face of Cure, and achieving so much with it. He killed 11 SCVs, but he denied mining time, containing Cure to 1 base economy for some time as well, and getting so far ahead as a result. He had everything: Disruptors, Storm, Colossus, Archons. And yeah, he just snowballed out of control. Cure just too far behind from the opener, which is why I was a little bit shocked we didn't see a 2-base all-in. I'm a little bit shocked that he just didn't try to commit. I mean, I guess it's the ace match, so Cure was in a really rough position, and yeah, really well done. Really well done there by Creator. You know, catching Cure off guard and taking him in the end. With that, Creator is the first to advance on to the grand finals. where he's going to be waiting for the winner of the next series. My condolences to Cure. He had a good run, don't get me wrong. He took down Beyond. To make it to the semis, but did fall to Creator. And up next, we have our final semifinals. It's going to be Solar versus Oliveira. They're going to be duking it out to face off against Creator in the finals. Let's go. Let us go.